Finding success is something as competitive as sports is no easy task, let alone trying to find the same kind of success in business at the same time. But for people like LeBron, Shaq, and Kevin Durant, they've made becoming a near billionaire seem like a walk in the park. From buying sports teams to owning hundreds of restaurants, some secret advice that Kobe Bryant gave many players changed the league forever. As an actor, TV host, police officer, basketball player, doctor, and rapper, it was only a matter of time until Shaq dove headfirst into the business arena. Making it big after only a few years, Shaq may have very well proved that a jack of all trades can still be a master of all. Starting off business ventures through investing as early as a rookie, Shaq began moving his money into safe bonds and blue chip stocks such as Apple, Pepsi, and General Electric. From there, Shaq became hooked on the idea of becoming a business extraordinaire, using connections he made in the food industry while he worked as an actor in their advertisements. Shaq began buying in on the companies he was technically the face of. Endorsements Shaq previously had with Five Guys, fitness gyms, car washes, and Auntie Anne's had now turned into prime real estate for him. Literally at one point, Shaq owned 155 Five Guys restaurants, 150 car washes, 40 fitness gyms, and 17 Auntie Anne's, which likely explains the ridiculous weight gain Shaq had throughout his playing days. Compounding the interest surrounding his own name along with iconic names of restaurants like Five Guys, Shaq's investments were made with practically no chance of failure, later selling all 155 Five Guys restaurants. How much he made from that sale still remains a mystery, but with his ownership accounting for 10% of the company's entire franchise portfolio, it's safe to say he made more than a quick buck. Moving into real estate not long after, Shaq showed an interest in making money while doing good for the community. Starting off in the Orlando area where he had once played, Shaq purchased homes from residents facing foreclosure, paying off their mortgages in full. Shaq resold the houses back to their original owners under much more affordable terms. Using the same idea in the technology industry, Shaq invested in the California startup named Loyal3 Holdings, envisioning a world in which investing was made more accessible to those lacking the same kind of capital Shaq began with. Loyal3 Holdings makes it possible for investors with as little as $100 buy shares from large companies. Having earned $300 million throughout his basketball career, Shaq's business empire has accounted for at least $100 million if you were to assume not a penny of his career earnings had been spent. An impossible scenario, sure, but it does help better illustrate the point that Shaq's net worth of $400 million was no accident. Still far from ending his NBA career, James Harden represents a new era of NBA businessmen who are getting a head start over the older generations of ballers from the past. Ironically, Harden's inspiration to push for an early start in business actually came from one of those from that generation, Kobe Bryant. Of the dozens of players Bryant had left a lasting impact on, not many would have guessed it would have been Harden, carrying on the business legacy of the Mamba. Finally taking up the advice Bryant had given him to begin investing in off-court ventures, Harden felt taking up the advice had been long overdue following Kobe's passing, electing to invest in the same body armor sports drink that had made Bryant over $200 million. Harden hopes to gain a similar return while supporting a company his idol was passionate about. Working closely with fellow shareholder Vanessa Bryant, the two are looking to apply the same kind of work ethic Bryant brought to the companies he believed in. Talking about his motivations in joining in on the body armor sports drink hype, Harden said, "We're all doing it for Kobe, a legend who put all his heart, all his passion into the company. Only you can push you to the limit that you've never been. Nobody else can force you to make you want to be better." And that's the kind of approach, the kind of mindset I have. Just a few months prior to coming on board with Body Armor, Harden had invested in Dynamo, which for the majority of you that follow soccer, is an American soccer team based out of Houston. Putting in $15 million or 5% of the team's worth, news of Harden's investment in a Major League Soccer team may just be more popular than the team itself. Who would have thought meeting a couple of nerds from Silicon Valley would have had such an impact on Kevin Durant? Not just in business, as he knows invested millions into the tech capital of the world, but even down to his looks. Are we just going to forget that phase where Durant started rocking glasses? Well, now there's an explanation. As the league's most low-key entrepreneur, Kevin Durant has done some impressive things in business and tech that have gone sinfully overlooked. With the preference in investing into latest tech trends and apps, Durant has opened a company in his name, Durant Company. As an investment firm, the company almost exclusively invests in tech projects, and thus far they've taken on 30 different startups varying from digital currency to the latest millennial pizza shop named Pyology. Funding anywhere from $250,000 to $1 million, The Durant Company is a serious investment firm looking to get his hands in a little bit of everything, finding such a surprising interest in business. Durant has actually moved away from the more conventional moneymaker for ballers in the endorsement industry, claiming they took too much time out of his schedule to focus on actual business. Durant is the kind of venture capitalist to really get his hands dirty, and by getting his hands dirty, I mean to the extent an industry like the tech would allow, which is Durant's case in going out and doing Postmates orders before deciding to invest, or using the Acorns app before becoming an investor is about as dirty as it gets. Talking about just what makes the Durant Company so successful, Durant came clean about some of its trade secrets, saying, "The only thing we aren't doing is endorsement deals. There's nothing wrong with them, but time is the most important thing to me. And when you endorse a product, a lot of your time is taken away. You see the business of yourself first. You know what kind of image you want to portray, what stories you want to tell, and how you want to use your resources to make everything grow. So I try to look at the business of me first. Then I hire guys like business partner Rich Kleiman, my financial guys, my foundation people that I've hired, just knowing that you can empower people to help push your vision." Seeking to expand his empire into industries outside of the court, where he has already established himself, James has been one to do things different from the rest. With current league earnings totaling over $272 million, LeBron has more than enough time and capital to begin a career as a part-time investor, predominantly making money off his lucrative endorsement deals and hefty contracts. LeBron takes an interesting approach to business that allows him to enjoy the spoils of an NBA career while engaging on his side business hustles, using his endorsements as a way of connecting closer with companies he has interest in. LeBron not only gets paid for his endorsements, but also bets alongside the companies he teams with through investments. As a brand ambassador for the once popular headphone brand Beats by Dre, LeBron joined in originally as just a face. As it turned out, he had been what close friend Kendrick Perkins called a silent investor. Talking about how LeBron's investment record, Perkins said, he invested $4 million in a soccer team, and all of a sudden he's worth $30 million. When Dr. Dre got the big contract for the Beats by Dre, when they wrote him that check, LeBron James got $700 million off of it. He was a silent investor in the Beats, and nobody knows this. This has been the story of LeBron's investment career since the jump, and it's clearly paid off. More recently, since the fall of Beats, LeBron has worked on getting investors for his own company, which he's owned alongside longtime friend and CEO Maverick Carter. Named after the Spring Hill apartment complex LeBron moved inside of with his mother as a sixth grader, the company has set out to create unapologetic media that represents populations without a voice. Using his legendary name in the game to set up a crowdfunding campaign, the two were able to raise over $100 million to fund various projects they have in the works. Now, with the plans to expand their partnership with Disney, Carter talked about the company's direction in the future and saying, "Spring Hill Entertainment makes the shows LeBron and I want to watch. We look at every project as a way to connect with our community and ask ourselves if it will entertain and empower them. We want our content to be insightful in every way." Disney is an incredible home for Spring Hill's future growth in scripted television. Disney's variety of platforms, extensive reach, depth of talent, and diversity of audience opens up so much opportunity for us to keep creating great stories. Millions of dollars from the headphone industry, and LeBron has succeeded in tech. $100 million from the media industry, and now LeBron has conquered TV. $30 million in soccer, and now he's a minority team owner. With all of this occurring as LeBron plays the best basketball he's ever played, the debate is pretty much settled. He's the greatest. Even Jordan waited until retirement to become a billionaire, and here LeBron is doing the same thing in the middle of an NBA career. Already signing a $1 billion lifetime deal with Nike, starting his own school. Somebody nerfed this guy before he becomes president next. As one of the league's highest paid players for over a decade, Kobe Bryant made sure to diversify his income with other business ventures, treating his side businesses with the same kind of Mamba mentality that had served him so well in basketball. To say he was successful in these ventures may just be an understatement. While in the twilight of his career, Bryant began his first outside business in 2013, opening up a production company by the name of Granity Studios, with an interest in creating a lasting legacy that could compete with the one he left in basketball. Granity Studio was out to achieve the same idea through investing in the media industry, from novels to full-feature films. Bryant explained the original concept in an interview, saying,
"It means greater than infinity." And I just took those words and then made a new word. And the whole idea is that, when I started playing the game, everything was about trying to be the best. Win as many championships as you can, yada, 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 yada. You get older, you start to understand that really it's about the next generation. that these championships do come and go. But the most important thing you can do is to pay everything that you've learned forward to the next generation to come. And that's truly how you create something that lasts forever, right? And so the fundamental belief of the company is create forever. And that's how you create something that's greater than infinity. Inspire one who inspires the next, who inspires the next, and on you go.
Teaming up with investor Jeff Stibble that same year, the two then got to work on a more conventional investment firm. Finally taking shape in 2016 under the name Kobe Inc., the company took special interest in startup companies. Some investments the company made included Tile, a Bluetooth tracker, LegalZoom, and Juicero. Insisting in 2017 that the firm had nothing to celebrate about until cashing out on some of the companies they invested in. Kobe doubled down on a $6 million investment on a sports energy drink named Body Armor Sports Nutrition. Whether those other companies had made any money probably didn't matter much after Coca-Cola followed in on a large investment in the same sports drink company that rose his $6 million investment into one worth over $200 million. Now that's some examples of how you make your money make more money by investing and handling your business. Make sure you like the next video and subscribe to the channel.